Good morning and welcome to all in my class. I'm Miss Vandana Gupta, Assistant Professor of Mathematics. We are in our last unit, that is Unit 5, Elementary Probability Distribution, which is a part of Section 2, Statistics. So in this unit, you have to study discrete probability distribution. So there are two types of probability distributions: discrete probability distribution and continuous probability distribution. So I think in the last lecture, we started with binomial distribution, right? So we will continue that today, and we will also solve the problems of that. So quickly, I will revise what we have done in the last class. So if you remember this, we have recollected the concept regarding of probability from our semester 1. Okay, probability is given by number of points in the event divided by number of points in S, and other things, what is random variable and all these things we have done. Okay, so a discrete random variable is the variable which takes distinct values. For example, number of defective items, number of accidents, okay, on a road. And continuous random variable will be the variable which takes value within a given range. For example, the height, weight, percentage, etc. Okay, so this is what we have seen. So this binomial distribution is an example of a discrete random variable. Okay, and Poisson distribution is also an example of discrete random variable, whereas normal distribution is an example of the continuous random variable. See, this is what I have written here. This also you should make a point of that. Such type of questions can come in multiple choice questions. Okay, discrete is binomial and Poisson, and now continuous is normal distribution. Then we started with what is Bernoulli's trial. So Bernoulli's trial is any experiment which result into only two outcomes. One of them you can call it as a success, the other one as a failure. So if you perform this series, let me give you an example, like tossing a coin. That is an example of a Bernoulli's trial, because when you toss a coin, there are only two outcomes of this experiment. Either the coin will show you head, or it will land into tail. So you may say that if you get head, it is a success, and if you get tail, it is a failure. So any such experiment which results into only two outcomes is called as a Bernoulli's trial. If you perform such an experiment more than one time, series of trials we call it. Okay, so such series of trials we call it as Bernoulli's trials if it satisfies the following properties. So let me just revise what are those properties. Look at here. An experiment consisting of n trials with the following properties is called as Bernoulli's trials. What are these properties? Let us see one by one. The experiment is repeated n, a fixed number of times. That means you are repeating the experiment for a fixed number of times, not go on repeating. You have to fix that n. See, for example, you may say that you are tossing a coin for 5 number of times or 6 number of times. So n will be 5 or 6. So that number of times the trial is repeated, which we denote by n, and it is fixed. Second one is there are only two possible outcomes of each trial. Means each time when you throw the coin, there are only two possibilities. Okay, so that is the second property. One of them you call it as a success, and the other one as failure. Third property is we denote the probability of success by p, and it will be constant, and it will be same for all the trials. And it is true. When you toss a coin first time, the probability of success is 0.5, 1 by 2. Success means getting ahead. If you toss the coin second time or third time, the probability is going to be same. Okay, so that is what is the third property. The probability of success P is constant, and it is same for every trial. Then the next one, the probability of failure Q, that is also constant, and P plus Q is 1, because as you know, there are only two outcomes. So P, the probability of getting a head or getting a success and getting a failure, they are the complements of each other. So the sum of their probabilities will be 1. So if you know the probability of success, you can find out the probability of failure Q by subtracting P from 1. So P plus Q is 1. So Q is 1 minus P. And the last property is the n trials are independent of each other. That means uh, when you toss a coin one time, second time, the second throw has nothing to do with the first throw. It is not in the first throw is not interfering the results of the second throw, okay, or second trial. So all these n trials are independent of each other. So any such series of trials which satisfies these 5 properties is called as Bernoulli's trials. Then we would like to find out what is the probability of getting R success out of n number of trials. So let me explain you how we are getting this formula. The probability of R success and n minus R failures in n Bernoulli trials is given by this. Probability of R success is given by this formula, NCR into P raised to R into Q raised to n minus R, where what is R? R is can be take value 0, 1, 2, 3 up to n. P is the probability of success and Q is the probability of failure, and P plus Q is 1. Now let me explain you. See, I have written this formula in general when you are throwing or when you are performing the experiment n number of times. Let me explain you this with the help of a small example, okay, so that you will understand how we are getting this formula. Okay, so let me explain you this with the help of one simple example. Suppose I am performing the experiment of tossing a coin, say for example 5 times. Okay, so what is my n here? N is 5. What is my experiment? I am tossing a coin. Just listen and try to understand this. I'm tossing coin for how many times? For 5 times. 5. So my n is 5. Okay. Each time when I throw, the probability of success P is probability of getting a head, that is 0.5, that means half, and probability of Q is also 0.5, that we have seen. Probability of head is P and probability of tail is also Q, is equal to half. This I have shown you in the last example. When you throw a dice, throw a coin, the sample space contains either H or T. Sample space is the collection of all possible outcomes of an experiment. So S is 2. And if you want to find out what is the probability of getting a head, you call it as an event A. So A will contain only one point H. The number of points in A is 1. So probability of A is number of points in A divided by number of points in S according to our definition of probability. That give you 1 upon 2, which is 0.5. Similarly, probability of getting a tail is also 0.5 in this experiment. Okay. So let me go back to that. Yes, here we were. So we are performing the experiment for 5 times. That means I'm throwing the coin 5 times. Okay. Now see, let me think that. See what I want to find out. I want to find out how many times I will see the probability of getting success out of 5 throw. How many times I got the success? So let us, what is my R? Let R denote number of times we get success. Now remember here, getting a success means getting head. Okay. So what is my R? N is the number of trials. I'm performing this experiment 5 times. Means I'm throwing the coin 5 times. What is my R? R denote number of times we get success. Means out of these 5 times, how many times you got head? Success means head. So what values R can take? See, it may happen that none of the time you got success. R can be 0. Okay, you threw the dice, threw the coin 5 times, and none of the time you got success, you got head. So R can take value 0. or R can be 1. Out of 5 throw, in 1 throw, you got success, or R can be 2. Out of 5 throws, 2 times you got success. That means 2 times you got head. Or R can be 3, or R can be 4 or 5. That means if you are performing an experiment of tossing a coin 5 times, then what possible values R can take? R can take either 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5. Okay. Now I want to find out what is the probability of getting success, say for example 2 times. Let us see this. What is probability of R? See, probability of R success is given by this P for P of R. And as I told you, R is taking value 0, 1, 2, 3 up to N. Yahan par number of trials are N. So R will take value 0, 1, 2, 3 up to N. And in my this particular example, N is 5. So R will take value up to 0, from 0 up to 5. So let me find out the probability of getting 2 success. Okay. Now let us see, out of 5 throws, try to understand this. Out of 5 throws, 2 times I have got success. Let us see that in the first 2 throw, I got the success. In the first 2 throw, I got the success. Success, SS. So the remaining 3 times, I got failure. F. Let us denote success by S and failure by F. I threw the coin 5 times and I got success 2 times. Okay. Let me say that in the first 2 throw, I got the success. Means I got the head. So if I got success in 2 throws, the remaining 3 throws, I got the failure. So remaining 3 are 5. So that is what I have written here. See, try to correlate this with the general. Look at here. R success. So how many failures? N minus R. So the same thing we are doing here. 2 success. 2 success. So how many failures? 5 minus 2. That is 3. Okay. Now we want to find out of these 5 throws, what is the probability that you will get 2 times success. So as we know that probability of success is P, small p. So probability of in the first attempt, in the first throw, the probability will be P. If it is also success, its probability is also P. This is failure. Its probability is Q. Q and Q. So what we got? P into Q into Q. This will be the probability. Correct? Probability of this event. Okay. So this will give you P into P means P square. And Q into Q will give you Q raised to 3. Understood? Okay. So P square into Q raised to 3. Now I can write down this Q raised to 3. 3 I can write down as 5 minus 3. 5 is number of, 5 minus 2. 5 minus 2. Okay. 3 I can write as 5 minus 2. Now feed. So that means the probability of such an event where in the first 2 throw you are getting success and the remaining 3 throws you are getting the failure. So that probability is given by P square, 2 times success. So P square and 3 times failure. So Q raised to 5 minus 2. Now failure. I have taken here that in the first 2 throw you are getting the success. But the number of success out of 5, the number of success can be 5C2. You know the combination. It may happen that I may get the 2 success in the first success in the first throw and second success in the third throw. Here I am getting. So I can find out all possible combinations of this. And how many combinations will be there? 5C2. Each combination is giving me this much probability. and total combinations are 5C2. So what will be my probability? 5C2 into P square into Q raised to 5 minus 2. And this is how I'm getting this formula. Probability of R success is NCR into P raised to R into Q raised to N minus R. Okay, so this is how we get this formula. Nobody is going to ask you the proof of this formula. Only why I have explained you this, just to give you the idea how we are arriving at this formula. Okay. See, in this example, I have taken that in the first two throw you get success. You may have like this. You may get the success. You may get the success like this. In the first throw getting success, in the second throw getting failure, in the third throw getting success, and in the remaining again failure. So 5 throw, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Or you may have like this. In the first throw failure, in the second throw failure, and the success here. So there could be many more combinations like this. Each of the combination will give you this probability. P raised to 2 into Q raised to 3. Each of this combination will give you the probability P raised to 2, because success you are getting only 2 times. They may be in the first throw, or maybe the fourth throw, or first or second, anywhere. So P square into Q raised to 3. Every throw or every such combination will give you this much probability. And how many such combinations are there? Out of N, R. So it is NC. You have studied what is combination in the semester 1. If you want to select out of N R objects, then it can be done in NCR different ways. So that is how this 5C2 comes here. Okay, 5C2. So the total probability of getting 2 times success will be given by this formula. Okay, so in general, the formula will be NCR into P raised to R into Q raised to N minus R. Okay, so that is what I have written. So you just remember this formula if you have not understood that, or go on watching this recording, you will understand. The probability of R success, if it is R success, then how many failures? N minus R failures. In N Bernoulli's trial is given by this formula, where what is R? R can take value 0, 1, 2, 3 up to N. P is the probability of success, Q is the probability of failure, and P plus Q is equal to 1. Okay. Now we will define in a formal way what is the meaning of binomial distribution. First of all, you understand that binomial distribution is a discrete distribution. Okay. Means our random variable X will take discrete values. Okay. So let us see the definition. Let X be the discrete random variable denoting the number of successes in N independent Bernoulli trials. If you are performing an experiment N number of times, then I define my X as number of times. What is my X? Number of times you get success. Number of success, you can say. Number of success. So what is my X? Number of success. Out of N trials, number of success is denoted by X. So X can take value either 0, 1, 2, 3 up to N. And the probability of X success is given by NCX into P raised to X into Q raised to N minus X. Just now what I have explained. So let X be the discrete random variable which denote the number of success in N independent Bernoulli trials where N is finite. Then the random variable X is called binomial variate or binomial random variable. And the probability distribution function of this random variable X is called binomial distribution, which is given by this formula. So this is called binomial distribution of the random variable x. It is also called as PDF, probability distribution function. Okay, PDF, the full form is probability distribution function, where you know that number of success could be 0, 1, 2, 3 up to n. So x can take any value from 0 to n. N is the number of trials, P is the probability of success, Q is the probability of failure. Okay. And in this case, we call that, we say that x follows a binomial distribution with parameters n and p. N and p are called as parameters of the binomial distribution. Once again, what is n? Number of trials. How many times you are performing the experiment. That is n. And what is p? It is probability of success. So n and p are called as parameters of the binomial distribution. Now, we will write down here what is the mean and variance of the probability distribution. So for a binomial distribution, the mean is given by, for a binomial distribution, mean is n into p and variance is given by n into p into q. And as you know that standard deviation is what? It is the square root of the variance. Standard deviation is square root of variance. So if variance is, this we have studied in semester 1, variance is n into p into q. So what is standard deviation? It will be square root of n into p into q. Okay. So now with this much information, we are now ready to solve the problems. So let us take the first problem. If an unbiased coin is tossed 6 times, find the probability that number of heads is none, in the second one only 2, and in the third all. Let us try to understand the problem. See, look at in this question, a coin is tossed 6 times. That means we are performing the experiment 6 times. So n is equal to 6. Okay. What you have to find out, that means 6 times the coin is tossed. Find the probability that number of heads is none in the first one. In the second one, only 2. And in the third, all the time you are getting the head. So let us define here P as probability of getting head. The success means we define as a probability of getting head. So let P be probability of success. What is the meaning of success? Getting head. That is what is by success. And you know that when you toss a coin, then probability of getting head is 0.5, that we know. So P is 0.5. Okay. So, and also we know that Q is what? Q is probability of failure. P is 0.5 and Q is probability of failure. Failure in the meaning not getting head. Meaning what you are getting? Getting a tail. That is your failure. Getting tail. Okay. So Q is also 0.5. We know that. But if you do not know, then you can also calculate it like this. Q is 1 minus P. So 1 minus 0.5, that is also 0.5. So we know P is 0.5 and also Q is 0.5. Because in this experiment of tossing a coin, probability of success and failure are equal, 0.5. Okay. Now, let X denotes the number of times one gets success. What is by X here? X is the number of times you get success. Success meaning getting head. So we know that X follows a binomial distribution. X follows binomial distribution. We know this. And what is the formula for binomial distribution? Probability of X is NCX into P raised to X into Q raised to N minus X. Sorry, N minus X. Where what is small x? Small x is number of times you get success. N minus x. So this is your formula for finding the probability. Okay. So now what we have to do is one by one we have to solve these questions. So the first one is says that find the probability of that number of heads is none. That means out of these 6 throws, you are getting head not a single time. So X is 0. First one. None. So that means out of your 6 times, none of the time you are getting the success. Means all the 6 throw are going into tail. Okay. So put here in the formula, put X is equal to 0. So what is the probability of getting none of the head? Probability of X is equal to 0 will be N. What is the value of N is 6. 6C0. P is 0.5. Probability of success. P raised to X. X is 0. P raised to 0. And Q is also your 0.5. Raised to N minus X. N is 5. Sorry, 6. 6 minus X is 0. So you just put the values in the formula. N is 6. You know, you are throwing the coin 6 number of times. Coin is tossed 6 times. So N is 6. P is 0.5. Q is 0.5. So N is 6. 6C, X is 0. 6C, 0. P raised to X. P is 0.5. 0.5 raised to 0. And Q is also 0.5. N minus X. N is 6. So 6 minus 0. So you will get 6C0. 0.5 raised to 0 will be 1. Any number raised to power 0 is always 1. Remember this. So 0.5 raised to power 0 will be 1. And here you will get 0.5 raised to power 6. Okay. Now you have to find out the value of 6C0. Remember what is the formula to calculate NCR? Recall from your semester 1. It is N factorial divided by R factorial into N minus R factorial. Apply this formula to calculate 6C0. So you will get 6 factorial divided by 0 factorial into 6 minus 0, that is 6 factorial. And this is 0.5 raised to power 6. Now this 6 factorial and 6 factorial will get cancelled. 0 factorial is 1. So whatever I'm writing here, right side mein, all these things I'm taking from semester 1. All these things we have done in semester 1. So 0 factorial is 1. NCR is this. And you remember what is 6 factorial, N factorial? If you don't remember, then I'll give you that also. What is, how do you calculate the factorial of a number? N factorial. What is that? You start with N, go on reducing it until you reach 1 and multiply all these numbers. So it is N into N minus 1 into N minus 2 up to 1. So here we don't have to calculate because it is already getting cancelled. So the answer will be 0.5 raised to power 6. Okay. And you can calculate what is 0.5 raised to power 6 by using the calculator. So let me calculate it. 0.5 raised to power 6 is equal to 0.015625. That means probability of getting 0 times success out of 6 throws is this much. Means when you throw a coin 6 times, the chance or the probability that none of the time you get head, you don't get success at all. In all the throw, you are getting tail. The probability of that is 0.015625. Look at here, the probability is very, very small. Okay, now see the next one. Only 2. Okay, the second one, only 2. That means out of 6 times when you throw the coin, 2 times only you are getting the success. So what is the value of x here? X is 2. So what is the probability that x is 2? Apply your formula. What is the formula? NC, probability of x is equal to, let me write down the formula on the right side. The formula is probability of x is equal to NCx into p raised to x into q raised to n minus x. Okay. So here probability of x is equal to 2. In this formula, put x is equal to 2, n is equal to 6. So 6c2 into p is 0.5. 0.5 raised to x, x is 2. Q is also 0.5 raised to n minus x. N is 6 and x is 2. 6 minus 2. So what will you get? 6c2 into 0.5 raised to power 2 and 0.5 raised to power 6 minus 2 is 4. See, once you have understood, just applying in the formula and getting the answer, that will not be very difficult task. 6 minus 2 is 4. Now find out the value of 62. I'm writing here the formula for NCR. N factorial divided by R factorial into N minus R factorial. Okay, so it will be 6 factorial divided by 2 factorial into 6 minus 2, that is 4 factorial. 0.5. Look at here, the base is same, 0.5 square and 0.5 raised to power 4. So what will happen to the powers? Powers will be added. So 2 plus 4, that is 6. Which formula I am applying? X raised to m into x raised to n, that is x raised to m plus n. Whenever you multiply such type of numbers where the base is same, then the powers gets added. So here, look at here, 0.5 is the base here also. So the powers will be added. So 2 plus 4, that is 6. Now find out this. What is 6 factorial? 6 into 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. That I can write as 4 factorial. And 2 factorial is 2 into 1 into 4 factorial. I think you recollect now this type of thing we have done in the first semester. 4 factorial will get cancelled. 2 3 just 6. So 3 into 5. That is, the answer will be 15 into 0.5 raised to power 6. Okay, find out that. Use Calci because these calculations are slightly bigger calculations, so you will not be able to do it by hand. Okay, manually nahi kar sakenge. So 0.5 raised to power 6, that is 0.015625. Multiply it by 15, so you get 0.23437. That means out of 6 throws, probability of getting 2 times success is 0.23437. The meaning here is, when you throw a coin 6 times, the chance that 2 times you will get head, or the probability, chance means probability, is 0.23437. Now the last one. What is the last one? All. Look at here. Third one is all. That means you have thrown the coin 6 times, and all the 6 times you got head. Okay, so x is x. X is 6. Third one. All. That means out of 6 throws, all the 6 times you are getting the head. Success. X is 6 means this type. 6 times you have thrown, all the 6 times you have got the head. So what will be that? So probability of x is equal to 6 is equal to, I think we are using the small x. So let me use the same small x. So probability of x is equal to 6 will be 6c into 0.5 p raised to x, x is 6 into q is 0.5 raised to power 6 minus 6. I'm applying the formula. This one, probability of x is ncx p raised to x into q raised to n minus x. This one. So in this formula, put x is equal to 6, n is equal to, n is also 6. So 6 is 6, p is 0.5 raised to 6, and q is 0.5 raised to n minus x, that is 6 minus 6. Now find out what is 66. 66 is 6 factorial divided by 6 factorial into 6 minus 6, that is 0 factorial. If it's 0.5 raised to power 6, and if it's 0.5 raised to power 6 minus 6 is 0. So this and this will get cancelled. 0 factorial is 1. So you will get n, any number raised to power 0 is also 1. So you will get here 1, 0.5 raised to power 6 into 1 again. So the answer will be 0.5 raised to power 6. And I think this we have already calculated in the first one. Look at here. यहाँ पर भी हमको 0.5 raised to 6 ही आया था. The answer is 0.015625. 5625. So you notice here that the probability of getting no head and probability of getting all head are same. Okay. See, probability of getting no head, none. None of the time you got head. That also is same because 6 is 0 and 6 is 6 are same. Okay, and here also one of the power was 0. So here you get 1. So this is how you have to solve such type of problems. Okay. Look at here. Second example. 80% of students from PY BCom select text as an optional subject. If 6 students are selected at random, find the probability that number of students with text as an optional subject is only 4, 1 or 2, none, or fewer than 3. Fewer than 3 means less than 3. Fewer than 3 means less than 3. Now, in this problem, what is the probability of success? 80% of students are selecting text. That means the probability that a student has selected text is what? 80%. Out of 100, 80 students are selecting text. So probability of success P is, P means probability of success.
Hello.
Success. Success means selecting as an optional, selecting text as an optional subject. That is my probability of success. So P is here. I think the time is getting we are over. So I'm only going to explain you. You try at home. Okay. And tomorrow we will discuss this. So probability of success here is success meaning selecting text as an optional subject. So what is the probability that a student select text? It is 80%. Chance is 80%. And out of 100 students, 80 students are selecting text. So what is P? P is 80%. 80% matlab 80 upon 100. Out of 80, out of 100, 80. So that is 0.8. So here probability of success is 0.8. What is the probability of failure Q? if you know the probability of success, you can find out the probability of failure. That is 1 minus b. So 1 minus 0.8, and that is 0.8. So we got here p is equal to 0.8. It was given to us, and q we have calculated as 0.2. We got this. Okay. Now 6 students are selected at random. I'm selecting 6 students. So what is my value of n? It is 6. N is 6. Find the probability that number of students with text as an optional subject is only 4, 1 or 2, none, or less than 3. So let us suppose that X denotes the number of students who select text as an optional subject. So let X denotes the number of students selecting X as an optional subject. Text as an optional subject. And we know that by binomial distributions, probability of X is equal to NCX into P raised to R into Q raised to, N minus X. Okay, we know that. So now in this formula, what you have to do is, so probability of X is given by NCX into P raised to X into Q raised to N minus X. N minus X by binomial distribution. Okay. Now what we have to do? One by one, we have to take all the events and find out their probability. So what is the first one? Only 4. Means out of 6 students, only 4 students have selected text. So X is equal to 4 in the first one. So in the first one, only 4. So X is equal to 4. So in this formula, put X is equal to 4. N is, how many students we are selecting? 6 students. So N is 6. N is 6, 6C4. P is 0.8, 0.8 raised to X, X is 4. And Q is 0.2 raised to N minus X, 6 minus 4. Simplify this. Okay. Second one, we will do it in the next class, but you try at home. If you are not getting, then we will do it in the next class. 1 or 2. So find out the probability that for X is equal to 1, X is equal to 2, and add them. None means X is equal to 0. Fewer than 3 means less than 3. So it can take value 0, 1, 2. So find out X equal to, probability of X equal to 0, X equal to 1, X equal to 2, and then add them. Okay. So I think you try this, the first one at least at home. So I had actually planned more questions, but because of the time restrictions, we cannot take it today. So this is the tutorial questions also I've given. So thank you. We will discuss in the next class. So you have to, what you have to go on watching this recording. Okay, then you will understand. Okay, so thank you all for listening patiently.
Ma'am,